channel. It's been about 2 weeks since I last recorded something, well, since I last posted something. This is because we had moved from Thailand to Indonesia, and normally I usually just give myself a little bit of time to adjust to the new environment. We left Thailand a day after my son's first birthday, so that was the 3rd of July. And oh my goodness, just, going back to the birthday, we looked for the birthday cake for my son for like 3 hours straight, and we were walking and hopping on tuk-tuks and looking for bakeries and following on Google, trying to figure out where to find the cake. And obviously, after much going up and down, we finally found the place, right? So we enter the bakery, and there's literally nobody. It's like a ghost town in there. And we asked them for a cake. They're like, oh yeah, we have birthday cakes. I'm like, oh, thank God. So obviously they smell my desperation. Plus they can hear I speak English, so they're assuming tourist prices. And basically they bring out this one cake with dollar signs, like he's some pimp or some rapper, like... I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So we're like, okay, we'll just buy it. How much is it? And I think, the cake was not worth more than $15. And he's just like $130. And I was like, bye-bye, I'm out of here. And we left without the cake. So now, I'm getting home. Not that my son cares about cakes or even understands that. But as a mom, you kind of have this guilt thing that you're trying to create some kind of memories for him, and you want to have it on record that you celebrated his birthday. So we get home. Thankfully, our apartment building is right next to this very vibrant restaurant that's in a hotel. It's like a party town. So we basically decided, okay, we're just going to go ahead and have a dinner out. And we did. And it was wonderful because we got there, they had this buffet, and they had like all kinds of desserts. And we, were able to get a table, and there was a live band happening. And my son was so happy. He was out just like being social, going up to the people who were, playing music on stage. And we told them it was his birthday, and they sang him a birthday song. It was so cute, you guys. I love Thailand. Overall, I had spoken prior about in my other video that said no Thai smiles for us. I had mentioned just having a bad experience when we checked in, and someone had asked me what was my overall experience with Thailand and just being a black traveler. And honestly, that first incident that we had when we were checking in was no reflection on the Thai people. I mean, we had an amazing time in Thailand. I mean, the agency that does real estate that got us places to stay was just amazing. I could reach them on WhatsApp on every hour of the day, and they were happy to give us recommendations for anything we needed. The people in the building that we moved to, because we moved to a second building for the second month, they just let us do our thing. Nobody bothered us at all. So overall, Thailand is a fantastic place to vacation. I mean, at least it was for us. We spent 2 months there, and I will highly recommend it. So when we were leaving, it was such a shit show. So we go for my son's birthday, the night of my son's birthday, to
Let's go.
having to get out of town. Like, we had to get out of town. We needed to be at the airport at a certain time, because apparently the Southeast Asian airlines, when you book them, it doesn't include your luggage. You have to pay for it on the side. So I had used this airline, Asia Air, La Paz, which gave me a flight to Asia Air. Anyway, the flight was Asia Air. And I'm online trying to purchase, extra luggage. And apparently it's cheaper if you do it online, and they charge you extra per kg when you get to the airport. I purchased enough suitcases for us, and we get to we get to the airport. Before we get to the airport, I realized something's wrong. They're not adding these luggages to our tickets. So I'm like, okay, we gotta get to the airport quick before it's time to check in, because at least if you get there 4 hours prior, you can still purchase the luggage online. And we get there, and it is just like so dramatic. My son is starting to act out, and the line is long now. And even before we got there, the taxi guy comes late. He shows up an hour late, and then he takes us to the wrong airport. It was one of those situations where if something could go wrong, it definitely did. It was just insane. Thankfully, things got sorted at at the airport. We were able to get our luggage in. Just be warned, if you're using a local airlines, it might look cheap, but you will definitely pay the same amount as the regular airlines after they're done nickeling and diming. You don't even get to pick your seat. They just throw you wherever, and your luggage, it costs a whole lot of money. So just better go with the regular airlines, honestly, because it was just too stressful. Plus they threw away my son's food. He drinks smoothies. He doesn't do formula. We get there and they're like, sorry, if it's not formula, we're throwing it away. And so we had to try and get something for him to drink, something for him to eat for those 3 hours of us flying. We get to Jakarta, and it's like 11 p.m. and the lines were insane. They were insane. We got out of those visa on arrival lines around 12:30, because when we landed right with the Saudi Airlines, which is just like a Boeing 747, the big one. And they were ahead of us, so the lines were just super long. And I had assumed, because we were flying at night, that it was going to be easy. It was not. The airport was packed, and we did not get to Bandung, which is about 2 hours away from Jakarta, until like 3 a.m. Thankfully, checking into the Airbnb was easy. Security had our keys. We got in. And what I found so amazing was when we got into, the street that turns into our building, where our building is located, and, the island of Java is 88% Muslim. And when we pulled up on the street that go to our apartment, the call to prayer happened. And that just felt like such a blessing, because those who've been following my life know that I lived in Saudi Arabia. And also I went to a Muslim high school. So I'm very, very aware of just the blessings that religiously I'm not that religious, but when you get into a place and a call to prayer happens, to me, it just felt like such a welcoming sensation. So we've been here for 2 weeks now, and absolutely love it. I'm going to do more videos about our experience here. So for now, I just wanted to talk about how we left Thailand and how we're now in Indonesia. We're going to be here for 2 months as well, so I'm going to try to drop videos about living in Bandung. I know a lot of people who know Indonesia know Bali, and there's a lot of videos about Bali, but not really enough about the island of Java, which is where I'm going to spend most of my time in Southeast Asia, because that's where I would love to have a production studio for our company, which, those who don't know, we're going to be manufacturing baby clothes ethically. And we just want to be in control of the manufacturing, because we just want to make sure that the women who are taking care of our business are properly compensated. So that's another video, but thanks again for being here. Gonna record another video. You're gonna see me in the same dress, maybe 3-4 videos, because I am 3-4 videos behind. Thanks again for tuning in, and please consider subscribing and liking and sharing and all things YouTube. Thank you so much for coming along with us on this journey.